Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling a really complex topic, gang stalking.
Right. And specifically, we're looking at it through the lens of one particular source.
Exactly. Our source is an audio recording, Gang Stalking Evil Spirits, Sent to Watch You, 2017.mp3.
And this isn't the typical discussion you might hear about, say, organized harassment claims.
No, not at all. This audio frames gang stalking very specifically. It views it as, well, spiritual warfare.
So our goal today is really to unpack that perspective.
Yeah, for you, the listener, maybe you've heard of this, maybe it's totally new. We just want to explore what this audio actually says, carefully.
Without getting overwhelmed, right. It's a unique viewpoint. And just to be clear up front, we're focusing only on understanding what's presented in this specific audio.
Definitely. Okay, let's get into it. The speaker in the recording, they mentioned starting out confused about gang stalking.
Right. They didn't get it initially.
But then they talk about reaching a certain level in spirituality and getting these light codes.
Light codes. That's interesting terminology. In some spiritual circles, that often refers to, like, energetic information. Downloads, almost.
Okay, yeah, that helps frame it. The audio doesn't detail them much, but says getting these codes and more spirituality made it clear.
Clear how?
Clear that gang stalking is actually, and this is their phrase, a part of spiritual warfare.
Spiritual warfare. So, moving beyond human-to-human conflict entirely.
Pretty much. They say once you realize you're a being of the Most High, and they're careful to say this includes God, Allah, Buddha, same entity, different names, in their view,
Okay.
then you become a target.
A target for who or what, according to the source?
Well, the speaker says you get outcasted to the world. And that means Satan and his minions, Lucifer, the devil, demons, they use those terms, start to attack you.
And that attack is gang stalking.
That's the connection they make, yeah. They say, like, gang stalking means like this, right? You're a child of the Most High, and you minding your own business. Woo! Always that one person come up to you trying to be just a evil M.
Wow, okay. So very direct.
Very. But then they clarify something important. It's not necessarily that human being.
Ah, okay. So what is it then?
It's spirits that take over human beings. These spirits attack the target through those people.
So the people are like vessels, unwitting participants, maybe.
Sometimes unwitting, yeah, we'll get to that. But the core idea is these spirits are controlling them to follow, watch, stalk the target.
Right, which aligns with common descriptions of gang stalking behaviors, but with a very different explanation for why.
Exactly. And the speaker knows how this sounds. They say, it sounds crazy, but this yes is real. But only, they claim, if you're at a certain spiritual level where this info is unlocked.
So it's presented as a kind of hidden knowledge, accessible only through spiritual advancement.
That's the gist. So fundamentally, the audio says, gang stalking's bad spirits, using people to harass spiritually aware individuals.
From a psychological perspective, of course, feeling watched or targeted can arise from various things: anxiety, isolation, cognitive biases making us see patterns.
Sure, and that's a different framework entirely. Useful context to keep in mind as we look purely at what the audio claims.
Definitely. So how does the audio say this actually, looks in real life? What are the manifestations?
Well, they say these gang stalkers can appear as anyone. Police officers, friends, even your parents.
Anyone at all.
Seems like it. The common thread, according to the speaker, is that these people have demons inside them.
Making them act evil towards the target.
Yeah.
Saying nasty things, trying to attack them.
Yeah, exactly that. So any negative interaction isn't just a bad day or personality clash. It's interpreted as these demons acting out.
Do they give specific concrete examples?
They do. One is just seeing someone in a car, take your picture.
Okay. Which could be anything, right? But they see it differently.
Right. They interpret it as the demons watching, tracking them, because the demons are supposedly afraid of the target's spiritual power.
Interesting. What else?
Negative interactions with teachers. Same explanation. The teachers being controlled by these spirits.
So it takes everyday conflicts or weird occurrences and filters them through this spiritual warfare lens.
Precisely. And they add that some people are hosts to these evil spirits and don't even know it.
Ah, so that explains, in their view, why someone might suddenly be negative towards the target for seemingly no reason.
Exactly. It's not the person, it's the spirit using them. As you listen to this, you can probably imagine how different belief systems might interpret similar feelings or events, right?
Absolutely. Okay, where does the audio go next?
It shifts a bit. Talks about leading to the water but not being able to force someone to drink.
Which usually means you can offer knowledge, but can't force someone to accept or understand it, right? Relating to spiritual discovery.
Seems so, yeah. It's about individual realization. But then it takes a bit of a detour
Oh, how so?
into fluoride in the water.
Okay. Often comes up in certain circles. What's the claim here?
The speaker claims fluoride reduces brain size, calcifies the pineal gland.
The third eye, in some traditions.
Right. And that this calcification hinders spiritual awareness. They then connect sunlight, vitamin D, melanin, carbon, to removing fluoride and heavy metals.
So the implication is there's an external, almost chemical attack on spiritual potential alongside the demonic one.
That seems to be the connection they're making, linking public health stuff to spiritual suppression. We should definitely note here, though,
That these claims about fluoride, brain size, pineal gland calcification, they aren't supported by mainstream science.
exactly. Crucial point. We're just reporting what the audio asserts. It's integrating these different ideas.
Got it. So after the fluoride detour, does it come back to gang-stalking examples?
It does. And this is where it gets into descriptions of, like, orchestrated group behavior.
Okay, like what?
Like entering a totally empty place, a park, a basketball court, and within minutes, it suddenly fills up with people.
And the interpretation isn't just timing or coincidence.
Nope. According to the speaker, those people are being controlled by these evil spirits to keep an eye on you. It's surveillance, maybe low-key harassment.
Wow. That paints everyday scenarios in a really intense light.
Totally. They give other examples, too, like nobody in the house watches TV for hours. Target sits down to watch. Suddenly, everyone wants the TV.
Okay.
Or going into an empty public bathroom, and boom, it's immediately crowded right after you walk in.
Again, things that could happen but are seen as planned.
Yes, the speaker insists these aren't random. They believe many of these people are agents or demons.
Sent to do what? Just watch. Or stop something.
Both, it seems. Observe, but also prevent the target from their spiritual purpose, which they sum up as wake the damn up.
To achieve spiritual awakening, basically, it's quite a framework for interpreting the world, isn't it? Viewing potentially negative or just weird interactions as part of a cosmic battle.
It really is. Which brings us to a really, really important point we need to make absolutely clear.
Yes. Let's reiterate.
Everything we've discussed, spiritual warfare, the demons, the light codes, the interpretations of events, this is all coming directly from the perspective presented in that one audio recording.
We are just unpacking its specific claims and viewpoint.
Our goal here is analysis, understanding the content of the source. We are absolutely not endorsing or validating these claims as fact.
Couldn't say it better. It's about understanding this particular narrative around perceived gang stalking.
Right. So just to recap the core view from this audio source. Gangstalking is seen as spiritual warfare.
Where people who are spiritually awakened, the children of the Most High, become targets.
Targeted by Satan and his minions who supposedly use other people, friends, strangers, anyone, as vessels.
Vessels to carry out harassment, surveillance, and attacks. Both overt negativity and subtle, coordinated weirdness in public spaces.
And these things are interpreted not as random or human-driven, but as deliberate demonic interference.
All aimed at stopping the target's spiritual growth and purpose. They're waking up.
It's a very specific self-contained logic. So that leaves us and you with something to think about, considering this unique perspective we've unpacked.
How might different belief systems, or even just different psychological frameworks, explain similar feelings? Those feelings of being targeted or experiencing unusual negativity or patterns.
Yeah, it really makes you consider the diverse ways people make sense of difficult, confusing, or just plain strange interactions in their lives. Lots to mull over there.